the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology to immediately halt delivery of Viksit Bharat messaging over WhatsApp. Compliance report on the matter has been demanded immediately from the Ministry of IT as well. The Commission has received several complaints that such messages are still being delivered on citizens' phones despite the announcement of the general elections 2023 and the MCC entering into force. In response, the MEITY has informed the Commission that although the letters are sent out before MCC came into force, some of them would have possibly been delivered to recipients with a delay because of systemic and network limitations. So this was the message I think a lot of people had in fact received it on Viksit Bharat and giving their idea about it. But then there is this question now, the Ministry of IT has also said that it is because of a systemic delay that it could have been delivered after the MCC has come into play. Now, of course, we won't be able to have the systemic compliance to be looked at. We can give the benefit of doubt on that. So how do you think that the MCC is following can actually, the EC has been following, they're trying to ensure that MCC is in place, but how MCC is following is going to be looked into from these aspects, like, you know, systemic delays?
If you look at the Viksit Bharat messages, they are basically messages recounting the achievements of the government of India, which is the Narendra Modi government, and they have been sent by a ministry which is operated by the government of India. Now, the moment the elections are announced in this country and the Model Code of Conduct kicks in, no government official can be a part of sending out messages which could result in uneven level playing fields for the political parties in the fray. Now, the basic complaint about the Viksit Bharat scheme was that an uneven playing ground was being created because the Narendra Modi government was using the government infrastructure to deliver messages or pass on messages to the voters in this country about its achievements. Once the MCC has kicked in, the government is out and only the political parties can do it. Now, there has been a huge hue and cry around these Viksit Bharat messages, even on the social media platforms, where not just voters in India, but even outside India have been sent these messages, and they have raised questions as to how the government of India has access to phone numbers of people who are not even living in India. So there is a lot of complications. You rightly said that the Ministry of Information and Technology said that these messages were sent to people, to the citizens of this people. They are not using the words voter, to the citizens of the people prior to the announcement of the elections and before the MCC kicks in. And possibly there was a delay that so many messages could only go through in a particular point of time. So there is a delayed response to the messages being delivered, and these messages have been delivered in a delayed fashion after the kicking in of the MCC. But the Election Commission has done the right thing. They have sent out a message to the Ministry of Information and Technology saying that please stop sending out these messages and give us a compliance report within a week that you have complied with our directions.
Well, thank you, Ashok Bharat, for in fact giving us an insight into that as well. Well, the ministry is saying that it's asked for a compliance report and has asked the ministry to in fact give in that report as well. This was with regards to the messaging, with regards to the Viksit Bharat message that was sent out in large numbers, and now the question being here is that the EC has informed the ministry to find out as to whether it was in fact sent out before the code kicked in, and to which the ministry has also replied saying that some of them could have been delivered after a delay in the systemic network, and that could have been the reasons why some of those messages were delivered after this. So Ashok Bharat in the studio giving us an insight into it. Meanwhile, moving on, a Congress delegation will go to the Election Commission with the slogan of Modi Parivar, PM Modi's campaign ads and Prime Minister Modi's campaign posters at around 3:30 p.m. A Congress delegation will be moving towards the Election Commission with the slogan of Modi Parivar. Prime Minister Modi's campaign ads and PM Modi's campaign posters at 3:30 p.m. The group has in fact raised the issue about the Prime Minister's Modi Ka Parivar campaign. Modi Ka Parivar campaign has been one of the most front-running campaigns for this elections as well, where the Prime Minister himself has been saying that 1.40 crore Indians are his Parivar. And this particular aspect is now being taken up by the Congress, and they will be taking up the posters and other things, and they would be in fact meeting with the Election Commissioner at 3:30 p.m.